Good morning, everyone. Hope you're well. And I've had a good week so far and felt God's closeness at the start of this week. Today I wanted to share briefly on a verse from the Bible reading plan in Daniel chapter 4, in particular verse 37. We'll get to that in a moment. In the chapter we see King Nebuchadnezzar, and he's retelling a story about a dream that he's had, and how he called for the best magicians and interpreters to come and make known this dream to him, but none of them could, or maybe wanted to, because of the severity of what the dream had in store for the king. He then goes on to say how he called on Daniel, who he refers to as Belshazzar, after his own god, after King Nebuchadnezzar's own god that he served, rather than using his name of Daniel, which kind of shows an awareness, doesn't it, of the fact that he knew that Daniel served a certain god and probably was aware of it, and maybe even quite liked it, but wasn't willing to change how he was and the stature that he'd kind of built up for himself. So he was obviously impressed by him, but not quite enough to be converted to the God that Daniel served at that point anyway. Daniel then interprets the dream, and with quite a heavy heart as well, it's worth saying, because the dream was not particularly good news for the king. And based on what Daniel interpreted, he ended up losing everything, having a good season, then a quite a nasty time of it, really, where he lost everything. And it was during that moment that King Nebuchadnezzar recalls having that moment of realization, where he says in the chapter that he lifted his eyes to heaven, and he finally realizes the power and the sovereignty that God has, and that his ways are not ways to be questioned. So verse 37, it says, "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honour the King of heaven, all of whose works are truth, and his ways justice. And those who walk in pride he is able to put down." Similar to a verse that we read in James 4 verse 6, well-known verse, where it says, "God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble." Something that King Nebuchadnezzar learnt firsthand, and as a result was able to testify and to speak very much firsthand of the sovereignty that God has. I read in an Enduring Word commentary, it says that Charles Spurgeon suggested the proper response of the believer to the greatness and sovereignty of God is this: have a heart of humble adoration, show a heart of unquestioning acceptance, exercise the spirit of reverent love, and let your spirit have a profound delight. So let's remind ourselves of those four things today, and praise God for his word and how he speaks to us. Have a great day, everyone.